Okay, let's begin by reading this together, and then after we do that, we'll go over the questions kind of like we did last time and just sort of pick them apart using the context clues. So the story is called The Audition, and it says, "My hands trembled as I walked onto the stage. Even though I felt exhausted, my heart pounded and fireworks exploded from my chest. Approaching center stage, I attempted to inhale, but the pile of rocks in my throat prevented any air from entering my lungs. I'd lost hours of sleep in anticipation of this moment, and it had finally arrived. I must impress the judges and hit every note with precision and perfection. As I turned to face the judges, the music began. My mouth opened slowly, tongue and lips in perfect position. Then it happened. The lyrics slammed through my mind, but never made their way out of my mouth. My worst fear unfolded right before my eyes. In desperation, I closed my eyes and gave it one more valiant effort. No matter how I tried, my voice was broken, defective, and unable to begin the most important audition of my whole life. The music continued as tears flooded my eyes. Feet shuffling back across the stage, a loud cry escaped from my mouth. The lead part in the school musical would surely be given to someone more deserving, someone whose voice didn't entirely fail. Isaac, wake up, honey. It's your big day, I heard." A deep inhale jolted my body awake. Standing right over me, my mom smiled. 1 hour until the big audition, she beamed, as a wave of relief washed over my entire body. "Mom?" I said. "Yes, honey," she replied. "It works. My voice works," I squeaked, leaping out of bed. Baffled, my mom replied, "Why wouldn't your voice work?" "Oh, it's a long story," I sang as I skipped down the hall toward the bathroom, "but this is going to be a remarkable day." All right, so now let's switch over and look at the questions. So the very first one says, what word could replace trembled in the reading passage? So if we go back to the very beginning, it says, "My hands trembled as I walked onto the stage. Even though I felt exhausted, my heart pounded and fireworks exploded from my chest." So we can figure out that this person is not calm. This person is really, really nervous about this audition. So when we look at our answer choices are shook, cried, screamed, and warmed. So would your hands shake if you're nervous? Probably. Do your hands cry? No. So we know we can eliminate B right off the bat. Do your hands scream? I certainly hope not. So once again, C would be one that we could get rid of because it just doesn't make any sense. So that leaves us with shook and warmed. So if we're thinking about my hands trembled and this person's heart was pounding, yeah, their hands might get warm, but if we look at the root of the word trembled and it's tremble, which means to shake, and just sort of use our common sense and say, okay, is it going to be warm or is it going to be shaking? If this person's heart is pounding, more than likely your hands are going to be shaking. So the correct answer is A, shook. When we look at number 2, it says what word could replace attempted in the reading passage? We have to go back and look. Do not ever answer questions like this without going back and reading where it is in the passage again. It's very tempting because you want to be done and over with. I get that. But if you don't read how it's used, sometimes words have multiple definitions and you may think it's one definition, but the way it's used is a different one. So let's go find attempted and see what it says. It says, approaching center stage, I attempted to inhale, but the pile of rocks in my throat prevented any air from entering my lungs. Okay, so first of all, this person didn't literally have rocks in their throat. They're speaking kind of like symbolically, metaphorically, about how nervous they were once again. So she said, I attempted to inhale. So if you inhale, you're breathing in. But she said she had a pile of rocks in her throat, quote unquote, which she didn't actually. But if you did have a pile of rocks in your throat and you were inhaling, you're not going to have a good time breathing. So she said, I attempted to inhale. So it's like saying I tried to inhale, but the pile of rocks prevented air from entering into my lungs. So let's see if there's something over there that's like has to do with try, like I tried to inhale. And actually, yeah, that's answer D. Because if you said I rescued to inhale, that doesn't make sense. I secured to inhale, that doesn't make sense. Now, failed is one that could be tricky. She said, I failed to inhale, but the pile of rocks prevented me. So you're going to try first to inhale, and then the rocks are going to prevent you. You're not going to fail first and then be prevented. So you just kind of have to use some common sense as you work through some of these answers. Number 3, what do you think the word lyrics mean? We've got water, thoughts, bad dreams, the words in a song. So let's go and look and find that in here and see. It's down here. It says, the lyrics swam through my mind, but they never made their way out of my mouth. So a lot of times just reading that one sentence may not be enough. You need to read the sentences before and after to kind of maybe find some of your clues. So if we come up here, it says, as I turned to face the judges, the music began. My mouth open, tongue and lips in perfect position. And then it happened. The lyrics swam through my mind, but never made their way out of my mouth. No matter how hard I tried, my voice was broken, defective, and unable to begin the most important audition of my life. So we know there was music, they were opening their mouth, but no matter how hard they tried, the voice wasn't working. So the lyrics, they're not going to have water coming out of their mouth. They're not going to have thoughts coming out of their mouth. They're not going to have bad dreams. But the words to a song are probably what's going to be coming out of your mouth when there's music and an audition. So again, process of elimination, kind of key in helping you figure that out. But always, always, always go back and find where it is in the story and read that first. So this says, what do you think valiant means? So we have successful, pitiful, brave, and the ability to be unselfish. So if we come over here, let's find valiant. That was kind of tied in with lyrics. So the lyrics swam through my mind but never made their way out of my mouth. My worst fear unfolded right before my eyes. In desperation, I closed my eyes and gave it one more valiant effort. So this person is choking during an audition, like they are messing it up terribly. So they're desperate to get it right. So this person closed their eyes and gave it one more effort. So they gave it one more, some kind of effort. So if this is something you really, really want, you're going to give it the best effort you can. So if we look at this, successful could work if you replaced it, but as we could see, this person was not successful because no words came out. So it wasn't a successful effort because their voice just kind of cracked and they ran off the stage. It was pitiful or pathetic, but they were trying as hard as they could. So this one's what's in here to trick you. Really the answer is C, brave or courageous, because this person I should say, gave it one more effort. They kind of like sucked it all up and they tried to be brave, but they just failed miserably. So it's how they were acting. Pitiful or pathetic is what it ended up sounding like, and that's why they threw it in there to throw you off. But they were being brave by trying. So if we come up here to 5, what word could replace beamed? So let's go find beamed. Down here, beamed is right here, and it says, Isaac, wake up, honey. It's your big day, I heard. A deep inhale jolted my body awake. Standing right over me, my mom smiled. 1 hour until the big audition, she beamed as a wave of relief washed over my entire body. So we know his mom is standing over him and she's smiling. So when we come over here and look at our options, they're smiled right there. Mom's not growling at him. She's smiling. She's enthused. A is not even an answer choice. Cross it out. We know she wasn't frowning because it said she was smiling. And maybe she giggled, but the bottom line is they said, hey, she was smiling. So the answer was listed right there for you. So B is your answer. When we look at 6 and say what word could replace remarkable, in the reading passage. Let's go find remarkable. So down here, he woke up from his dream, realized, okay, I'm fine, I got this. And it says, oh, it's a long story. I sang as I skipped down the hall, this is going to be a remarkable day. So this person realized, oh, I still have a chance to not mess this up. So when we look here about remarkable, we've got fabulous, awkward, weird, and scary. Yeah, the day may be a little bit scary, but the point is this kid now realizes, okay, I've got this. So awkward, weird, and scary don't really go along with that. Fabulous does, because Isaac says, this is going to be a fabulous day. I'm going to do this, and it's going to be great. When we get down here, how does the reading passage provide a context clue for the meaning of the word defective? So let's go find defective. Just right here. No matter how I tried, my voice was broken, defective, and unable to begin the most important audition of my whole life. So defective is set off by commas on either side, and we call that an appositive phrase. And in your notes, if you looked, that's an example of an example. So let's look over here, and we see here, by giving an example. Straightforward. That's one of the easiest ways to find an answer. And if we look down here at number 8, unfortunately, some of the answers are cut off, but it says, what word can you use to understand the word precision? So let's go find precision. Precision is right here. I must impress the judges and hit every note with precision and perfection. So we know that precision and perfection kind of go hand in hand, and it's an audition, so you know this person needs to be good. And so I need to hit every note with position, doesn't make sense. I need to hit every note with impress, doesn't make sense. C, which you can't see on the screen, says perfection, which is listed right there with it. So that's a really good clue that, hey, here's an example of what precision means. And I need to hit every note with arrived, doesn't make sense. So our only options for this one is perfection. It's the only one that makes sense. So once again, if you're stuck or you don't understand something, feel free to kind of go back and start over, rewatch the video, rework through things. And if you're still stuck, you can always ask for help.